Hi guys, today I'm not using the Gearlab Akiak, but I'm using the Gearlab Kalleq. Just a disclaimer, this isn't mine. My friend was kind enough to let me borrow it for the day. And I used it for a few days as well, so I can tell you how I feel about it in this video. I think you guys already know I'm a huge fan of Greenland paddles, and I only just started probably about 4 or 5 months ago. And I have the Gearlab Akiak, and I love that paddle. But now I'm holding on to the Kalleq. It feels very different, and it's such a gorgeous, gorgeous paddle. The Kalleq I have in front of me is the regular size, and it's 220 centimeters. I think it's about 650 grams, more or less, but I'll leave the specs on the screen for you to have a look yourself. Upon first glance, it is very thin, and the material they use, the finishing, is just stunning, and it feels really, really good in the hand. So a few things I noticed straight away is just the size, the thinness of the Kalleq versus the Akiak, and then also the finishing. With the Gearlab Akiak, the version that I have anyway, it's a glossy version, and I know they've come up with more of a matte satin version as well, but it does slip a little bit if you don't wear gloves. So if you're paddling quite hard and if you're not holding onto the paddle properly, I slipped a few times. But if you're wearing gloves, then it's not a problem. For the Kalleq, I've used it without the gloves, and I didn't have a single slip. So it's the finishing of the Kalleq just makes it feel so good in the hands. The weight itself also, it just feels so light in your hands when you're paddling. Of course, at 650 grams, it's about 300 grams lighter than my Akiak. Oh, I forgot to mention, the version that my friend bought is the Bluefin, and I think it's a special limited edition. I know how I'm saying the Kalleq is better than the Akiak in many ways, but of course I still love my Akiak and I'm going to keep using it. But really, it's what you're paying for, because there is a bit of a price difference. One thing I like more about the Akiak is that it's more rounded. And I know that if it's more rounded, it's going to be thicker for sure. But I like the roundness because when I hold the paddle like this, it doesn't feel like it's eating into my hands as much. And obviously, the thinner it is, the more knife-like it's going to be like, and it's going to be pressing into your hands. And some people might say you're holding it too tight. Yes, I do get that, but it's really just the feeling of it in your hands. And you can see how thin it is. It is like paper thin. Gearlab also has another Greenland paddle coming out in December. I think they were supposed to launch in spring, but they couldn't meet production or material supplies. So now it's pushed back till December. Or I don't know, maybe they already fulfilled the spring orders. But that one is called the Epic, and it's lighter than the Kalleq. And I'm not sure how that's possible. The engineering and design must be incredible. And the other difference is that it has a shouldered loom. Because this is so thin, it cuts through the water so well. And if you're not careful, I know that this happens with other Greenland paddles as well, but I think because how thin this is, and if you're not careful, you're just gonna dive straight down into the water. I used the Kalleq for rolling the other day, and honestly, I didn't feel that much difference with the Akiak. The main difference, again, when rolling was more so the feeling of the grip. I had a really good grip on the paddle. But then again, when I had my hand here, it wasn't as comfortable as the Akiak. So wearing gloves is crucial. And most people wear gloves while kayaking anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. So what's my conclusion? Well, it's a fair bit more expensive than the Akiak, but you're really paying for the construction and the quality and the design. There's a lot more benefits that you're going to get while paying more than the Akiak. In hindsight, would this have been my preferred choice than the Akiak? Yes, of course. I love it. It's so nice. And I'm not saying the Akiak is not a good paddle. It's a great paddle as well. But I was new to Greenland paddling. I had no idea what to expect. And I wasn't sure if I was going to like a Greenland paddle in the first place. So that's why I bought the Akiak. Now, would I upgrade to that Kalleq? I have to think about it, because I'm really loving the Gearlab Akiak. It's a great paddle and I want to keep using that one. And with the Epic coming out, I haven't tried a Greenland paddle with a loom, so I'm very curious how that feels. And it is slightly lighter, so I might hold on to get the Epic. But Gearlab, if you're watching this and want to send me a Kalleq, please do. I'll be more than happy to receive it and use it because I also love this, but I'm just holding on for the Epic. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Catch you guys next time. Bye.